don't want that. Um, uh, they are they they did the I worked hard thing. I deserve this. This is mine. That's their mentality. The elite. Um, you know, but it's just unbalanced, and there needs to be a change, and that is inheriting um, what because when I die, I'm giving my all my stuff to the community, which the Illuminati wrote a whole entire thing about family versus community, which we, the system that we have lived in has been entirely based upon the family unit. My family is, what's good for my family is the best. Everybody else is, on their own and stuff. But the community, a community ran government, which is a meritocratic republic, um, is ran through. You can't pass down your wealth and stuff and have your people in your family get in power positions, especially people that are not smart enough to be in the position, which is the problem. So doing this takes that away from them. 100% inheritance tax takes away the elite's power. So everybody should be advocating that to their senators, to to the president, to everything. You know what I'm saying? And people have to know about it too, in order for that to happen. So it's very important that people know about it. So I'm just gonna read a little bit now from the book, The Case for Meritocracy, because I could talk about all of this forever, because it's the future. And it's not the past. It's not the old world order. It's not the same thing, same monotonous drudgery every day. People just getting enslaved, used as energy batteries. The government of the future is talented individuals being in power, people's talents being, harnessed and stuff for the maximum expression and potential for each person to equally get a chance to do, because the Illuminati explained the way that the system's been is like if you have a race and there's a finish line, the elite have started right here. You know what I'm saying? We're back here. The elite are right here, and they say go, and then they're at the finish line, and we have all this other way. So that is what we've been up against, and it hasn't it hasn't been fair. But it's about to be fair. It's about to be very fair. Um, and I get very passionate about this though, because there's so much to explain, and it all connects, and it really is showing you the future and the new world order, which is the best possible thing that this earth could ever imagine. It's not the elites, new world order of, globalization and what everybody thinks it is, for the fear. You have to get out of that. You have to, in order to see the light of the future, which is what they don't want people to see. So the main challenge for any person that is seeking the truth is to actually realize who the Illuminati are for real. But that's going to happen anyway. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this, and then that'll be good. So, the case for meritocracy. Average people can't understand intellectuals and can't relate to them. They love rich people, celebrities, prophets, popes, princes, princesses, lords, ladies, generals, models, actors, reality TV stars. You name it. Everyone other than the intelligent. And that's why the world is so insane. Isn't it time for humanity to leave this self-imposed mental asylum? Isn't it time humanity had no fear of eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge and of isn't it time humanity had no fear of eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge and started respecting people that have knowledge above all others? It's God and all the rest of this nonsense that should be forbidden, feared and despised, not knowledge. Knowledge is our true Savior and provides the true path to salvation. Reason and logic, not faith. Meditation and shopping are not the keys to unlock the door to the madhouse in which we are currently in prison. The latter merely generates more lunatics. Nothing in history has created more insanity than mainstream religions. Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged would be a worthwhile book if it were about the intelligista going on strike rather than the super rich capitalist predators. If it were a book of defending reason and logic rather than the US dollar. But Rand would have gotten nowhere because she had advocated the smartest rather than the richest being in charge. As it stands, Rand's work is staggeringly anti-intellectual. It's nothing but a hymn to greed, selfishness, and money. It's a love letter to the wealthy elite, which is why they are revered so much. They revere it so much. Isn't it time we left behind the ship of fools and embarked instead on the ship of geniuses? What is the Star Trek vision of the future, if not depicted by a world ruled by meritocrats? You wouldn't let the virus or the rich on board Starship. With them, you'd never reach your destination. You'd go round and round in circles or crash. If humanity wants to arrive at the gates of heaven, only the smartest humans can build the sleek vessels to take us there. Where meditation and super rich didn't land men on the moon. Incredibly smart humans did using reason, logic, technology, engineering, science, and mathematics. These are all the subjects most shunned by average people, and that's exactly the human tragedy. Now, that's just talking about, the average people in the world, the ones that like Navi, the ones that are, very much in the world, in social consciousness. They're in the world of common day, which is made, by the bread and circuses. It's the Roman concept of panem et circenses. That's also that's a Roman, because it's the same thing. We're underneath the rule of Rome, and it's the same thing. So, except in a different time. And bread and circuses are the Hollywood, TV, movies, video games, porn, drugs, everything that keeps the masses sedated from what's really going on, which is obviously the conquering of the world and the enslavement of the human race. Which, we obviously can't be okay with that. And also another Roman term is the panopticon. And the panopticon is actually it's a term. Actually, the best way to describe it, it's Big Brother. That's what the panopticon is. You're being watched. You think you're being watched. Even if you're not being watched, you think you're being watched. And that's to keep you in line and control you. so you don't make a mistake or something to whatever authority is that's controlling you. So this is just, saying, people need to stop giving their power away to rich people, celebrities, prophets, popes, princes, princesses, lords, ladies, generals, martyrs, actors, reality TV stars. Once your power is given away, you are losing your power, so you have to not give your power away. That's part of becoming God. And even for like prophets and popes and stuff like that, like Jesus Christ, whose name was Yeshua ben Joseph, was one of the people that did attain divinity, attain self-realization and actualization. But he actually said, don't worship him. And we see a religion that has Christianity has billions of people worshiping Jesus Christ, and he said don't worship him. You know what I'm saying? Yeshua ben Joseph said not to worship him. So the whole that can be gotten into way deeper too, and I'm going to be getting into that because I have to explain Christianity. So this is the what I have embarked on is the greatest task and that any soul could embark on. It is the hero's journey, and I'm grateful that I have the soul power to be able to know all this. So funny thing is, it all makes sense because it's being explained by people that are way more enlightened. You know what I'm saying? Way smarter. Like they have become God. The people that have written this book series, the 200 books involved in it, going over every single subject you could think over, like everything, and then explaining it, and then analyzing every problem, every religion, every political system, like every philosophical thing, and then coming up with an answer for everything. Like it is very clear that these are the Illuminati. These are the enlightened ones that are the answer. So that's what I'm doing is I'm leading people to the Illuminati, which in the actual in the Matrix, the Illuminati can be seen as Morpheus, Trinity, the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar. They are the Illuminati. They are the freedom fighters, the enlightened ones that know the truth, that are actually fighting against everything, for freedom. So that really is one thing that people need to realize too, because that switches the whole story up. Because everybody thinks the Illuminati are the dark satanic worshiper, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and stuff, adrenochrome, and they're not that though. Yes, that they exist and stuff like that. The elite, those are the elite, not the Illuminati. The Illuminati are the ones that are fighting against them with knowledge and truth. And it's very important though, because one of the I'm just gonna go over one more thing, and this is a very obviously controversial and stuff topic, because I would be labeled heretical. You know what I'm saying? If I, for saying this, obviously I was in the past, because I remember being a Knight Templar, and they're Gnostic. They hold the religion of what I'm saying about. So that's why they were burned at the stake. The Templars were Gnostic, and they believed in the true God, and they also believed that God was the devil, was Satan. The Abrahamic God was Satan. That's what the Gnostics believed. That's what the Templars believed. But they posed as Christians and Catholics, but they believed something completely different, which I am conveying, which is illumination, which is any being can become God, which I'm experiencing in my own experience. So, just one more little bit. The tipping point. Do you think your beliefs and convictions are unshakable? Do you consider it impossible that you would ever abandon your most cherished beliefs? Here's the thought experiment for you. Perhaps you're a Christian. Now imagine a new religion coming along and rapidly gaining popularity. So rapidly that within a few years, almost all Christians have decamped to it. So now, rather than being one Christian amongst many other Christians and socially rewarded and admired for your beliefs, you are instead regarded as a weirdo and a freak. People cross the street to avoid you and snicker at you. You lose friends. You have no chance to advance at work. Christianity becomes a huge burden for you, radically obstructing your opportunities and making life exceptionally difficult. Do you really think you will soldier on as a Christian, or do you follow everyone else's lead and charge to the new religion? You will no doubt lie to yourself, and you will never change. But in practice, you definitely will. People's beliefs have nothing to do with truth and conviction. People's beliefs are social, political, and economic constructs that change as soon as the social, political, and economic conditions are changed. It's easy to be a Christian if everyone else is Christian. But what about when everyone else changes to some other religion? Then remaining a Christian is immensely problematic if you have the strength to hold out. Consider two examples from history. At the start of the 16th century, England was a devoutly Catholic country, had a Catholic monarch, and was totally loyal to the Pope. By the end of the century, the monarch was Protestant. The Pope's authority had been utterly rejected, and the people were overwhelmingly poor, Protestant, and anti-capitalism was so rabid that Catholic priests were being burned at the stake. So much for the beliefs and the convictions of the English. So much for the sincerely, deeply held, unshakable Catholicism that all the people professed at the start of the century. When new political circumstances arose following King Henry VIII's desire for divorce, the Pope refused to grant the people quickly lined up behind the new political reality. You're deluding yourself if you think you would behave any differently from the English. Your beliefs will unquestionably change if the circumstances change. Your beliefs are delusional. That, in fact, is why change is possible at all. If people really had unshakable beliefs, then we would still believe in the gods of the Stone Age. Alright, so just talking about that, it's important to it's important to talk about this because the Illuminati is the most ancient secret society in the world, and they have been around for thousands of years. So this knowledge that I'm reading